Cresting the top of a stone stairway, a shrine drawn straight out of my imagination appeared before us. It had been worn down a bit, though, through the years, but the fallen leaves had been swept up, giving it a tidy feeling. This here is the Furude Shrine. It's probably the place with the best view around. This place, be sure to remember it. On our next break, a festival will be held here. It isn't a bit too early in the season for a festival? The Watanagashi isn't a summer festival. Long ago, it used to be a celebration of the end of winter. I was embarrassed for assuming that festivals had to be held in the summer. Now then, spread out the lunch boxes in there. Various colored lunch boxes were placed one after another on top of the plastic sheet. It sure did smell delicious. It was Rena's home cooking. It went without saying that it would be delicious. But is it even possible to finish all of this? Hey, Mion, it'll take more than just a good view to get all this down, you know. Yeah, 5 fucking kilos? That's a shit ton of food. Good afternoon. It was Rika-chan and Satoko. Why are they here? Mion grinned over at me. I see, this was her secret plan, to power in numbers. You have my thanks, Mion. Following up when all the pieces are in place is my specialty. We just had to come since there was such a commotion. What's the meaning of this? Take a look. It's time for lunch. Buffet style. A handmade gourmet meal by Rena. I can see that much. Why have you laid out a tarp on our property? The temple is public grounds, it's not yours. Keiichi is right. This is everyone's property. Wow, Rika-chan is such a good girl. Have a seat. Eat with us. After opening up a spot for Rika-chan, I promptly turned my back to Satoko. Hold on one second. Where's my spot? No spot for you and nothing for you to eat. Wow, that's rude. Don't worry, there's some for you too. None. I'll eat all of hers. I will not allow that. Rika! Here, chopsticks. Both Satoko and I left at the boxes, having it out with each other. Man, really, Keiichi, you're really good at leading people on. You might have a talent for this. Have a plate. One for me-chan and Rika-chan too. Rena whipped out pairs of chopsticks and paper plates. If we don't hurry, it'll all be eaten up. That's right, okay? Shall we commence this battle? Please eat a lot. There's enough for everyone, Rena said as she opened up a thermos. Just then I realized that this lunch was made under the assumption that 5 people would be eating. It didn't change how much there was. I will not allow you to have this hamburger. Using your elbow is against the rules, Satoko. Grabbing the back of my collar is also against the rules. Well, when one person cheats, who cares about the fucking rules? It was a tough battle, blocking her with her full momentum and an elbow in the opening moves. Satoko appeared to have the upper hand, but the difference in our proficiency with chopsticks proved to be fatal and gave me the upper hand. Aw, the last meatball! Satoko Hojo has been bested. Nom! Satoko and I ambiguously began choking at the same time, falling backwards and spasming. Rika-chan patted me on the head to clear it, even though it was actually stuck in my throat. Seeing that made Rena blush and breathe heavily in excitement. It was almost like flowers were floating all around her. Mion advised Rena to refrain from saying anything that could get her locked up. This is how our meals usually go. I'd do anything in my power, just so things could stay like this. The intense battle calmed, and finally everyone reached a point where they could begin talking. Receiving tea from the thermos, I let out a small sigh. I do wonder why there are so few words in Japanese to praise how something tastes. Isn't it because the idea of togetherness during a meal didn't begin until the modern era? It seems that long ago people ate in silence. It must have made the people preparing the food for a bit sad, don't you think? It's probably because back when the people were busy even while eating and didn't have the time to compliment the flavor. That's just you. But you know, just hearing that it's good makes me happy. That my effort was worth it, I mean. She blushed a little as she said that. It was delicious. With absolutely perfect timing, Rika-chan struck Rena directly with praise. She looked straight at her with an expression of bewitching innocence. Aww, aww. After Rena uttered an unintelligible noise, a ring of smoke arose from her head with an audible poof. Oh, Rika-chan, I'm gonna take you home. No, I mean, thank you. It's really delicious. Rena flushed red with excitement, embarrassing Rika-chan and rubbing her cheek against her so hard you could almost hear it. To reward Rika-chan for her praise, ta-da! These are special. 2 apple rabbits. After sticking toothpicks into them, she thrust them toward Rika-chan. After Rika-chan accepted them, the mood suddenly shifted in a bizarre way. What is it, Sadako? What's with the defiant look? Has everyone prepared proper praise to receive apples from Rena? Don't push yourself. What kind of praise can you think up with your weak vocab? Ho ho ho, well then, allow me to show you. After Sadako flashed me a deviant look, she changed the tone of her voice suddenly. Hey! So Rena One-chan's lunch. Satoko thought it was yummy too. Oh shit, no still quote. Satoko looked up at her proudly while talking cutesy. Well, how was that praise? That's not even persuasion by tears. That's persuasion by cuteness, isn't it? This is a Rena limited special skill. She blushed and her head spun, waving around in circles. Don't fall for it, Rena! That's a little too late. Of course, that was asking for the impossible. Rena glumped Satoko and began rubbing her cheek against her. Cute! Satoko is so cute. Take you home. Swish. Stab. Push. Satoko was also presented with apple rabbits. After stuffing them into her mouth, she looked over at Mion and me and again with a defiant gaze. It took only 5 seconds to take down Rena. That's unfair. To think she had such a trick. If it upsets you so much, why not reward Rena-san with some praise? Damn it. That was a dirty trick. First of all, that wasn't even praise. Satoko, you think you've won with that, don't you? How about I show you guys something much better than your superficial gimmicks? That sounds great, Mion. What kind of trick is it? Kei-chan is going to be the one who does it. What? No, I'm not. Why don't I have you show me then? The writing of an old maid. The writhing of an old maid. What the fuck? The point of attack she suggested was wicked. But it was the only thing we had to beat Satoko. After sipping my tea, I started talking very naturally and calmly. Perfectly. It really is good, isn't it? This is all freshly made, right? No. Actually, almost all of it was frozen stuff. And which ones did you make fresh? Well... It's embarrassing. Do I really have to say? Must I? From the synergy of boy plus handmade lunchbox, her expression had melted into euphoria. I already know this one, right? Rena turned an even deeper shade of red. The words, I can't believe it, practically written on her face. How can you tell? How had I made it? Of course, Mion had told me beforehand. It's been perfect so far. After acting like I was shy, I waited a beat. Next would be the finisher. It had your smell. Silence enveloped the area. Rena, face still completely red, frozen solid. With a small yelp, Satoko also blushed. Of course I did too. I sure would like to try one of Rena's homemade apple rabbits, or something. Even if this was all because I was competing against Satoko, it felt like I had crossed the line by a good 9 yards, I think. Don't worry, there's no such thing as crossing the line. Come on. Then at that moment, whoosh. It was a Tupperware container filled with rabbits. Please eat some, Keiichi-kun. There's plenty for you. Instantly, dozens of apples were shoved into my mouth, knocking me over. Okay, say Keiichi-kun. My head was forcibly laid upon her lap, and even more apples were shoved into my mouth, while she was squealing one after another was forced into my mouth. More and more apples. How about them apples? Ho ho. Hoax, hike he, him. Looks like they win. Jesus. Keiichi-kun, that's a beautiful sacrifice. How's that, Satoko? This is our complete victory, isn't it? I can't believe it. Such trickery. It doesn't bother me at all. Satoko ground her teeth, mortified. We did it. I claimed victory as my consciousness drifted slowly away from me. And that was the last of Keiichi. Yay. At that time, Rena stopped her squealing as she suddenly realized something. Rika-chan, you're not eating. Did the salt water make it too strong, maybe? Looking over, Rika-chan had pulled the toothpick out of the apple rabbit, placed it into her cupped hands, and seemed to be at a loss for what to do. Poor Mr. Rabbit. I feel sorry for him. I want to save him. I don't think it's a real rabbit. That was the sound of blood spurting from Rena's nose. Cute! Tonight I will take you home. She shook sporadically, her head wobbling back and forth. Then coming back to her senses, she took all of the apples around me, gathered them up with a flip. What the fuck? And fixed them back up on a plate. Now they're all just fine, Kay? Here, I'll give them to you, Rika-chan. KK? Rika-chan raised up Satoko's hand like a referee after having that plate of rabbit shoved to her. She whispered, This is our victory. What? A comeback? What the fuck? I just don't care anymore. Thus my sacrifice ended up being in vain. What the fuck is this game? I thought she was actually gonna accidentally fucking murder him. It was a fun-filled, crazy day. But as the sun began to set, the end of the day really did come quickly. Later, Rena and Keiichi-chan. See you tomorrow. Thanks for today, Mion. I had a great time. See you tomorrow. Satoko and Rika went home as well. We parted ways with Mion, and it ended up with just Rena and myself enjoying the evening air on our way home. Thanks for coming today, Keiichi-kun. Was it fun? Yeah, lots of fun. Almost feels like a waste to go home now. Huh, then, well, would you mind taking a little detour, maybe? A detour? Is it far? It's a bit of a walk, but it won't take long. Since we had been walking around all day, I must have seemed a bit tired. Not feeling like teasing Rena, I quietly nodded. Where the hell are we going? What the fuck? Is that a dam? Traversing a small path and up the small hill, the land suddenly stretched out before us. There, what remained like the remains of a dilapidated construction site came into view. Never mind, construction site. A large heap of garbage spread out towards the swamp. Probably illegal dumping. I recalled it being in the newspaper. That's just fucking beautiful. Hoo-hoo. It's been quite a while. I wonder what's here. When you say it's been a while, you mean the business you had here was with this garbage pile? It's not garbage. To me, it's a pile of treasure. Rena had already entered that well-known cute motiverse. So that meant there was something cute here. Whoa, a new pile. I can't wait. She bounded up the unstable slope. I'd expect no less from a born and bred country girl. Hey, wait, I'm coming. Whoa. My city-raised self was completely pitiful. It's alright, just stay right there, Keiichi-kun. It won't take long. Rena kindly declined my accompaniment. Yeah, what the fuck ever. She declined his help. Just say that, Jesus. God. Why is English so hard? Don't fall. Watch your step. I'm fine. This is nothing at all. Literally bounding up the heap of trash, Rena disappeared over the other side. I didn't like being left behind, but I was still pretty tired from the whole day, so I just ended up waiting. Without the lively Rena around, the surrounding area quickly fell into silence. The cry of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. Finally, fairly exhausted, I began to feel a little sleepy. Just then, the sudden noise of scattering pebbles alerted me to somebody's presence. Startled, I turned around. God, is someone gonna fucking, rape you? The fuck? Oh. Yeah, that's not suspicious at all. It's just some fucking creepy guy. Standing there was a typical-looking photographer. He spied over at me through his camera. His body was tanned and fit, but something about him seemed unreliable, and he had a bit of an aloof air about him. Well, it didn't seem like he was a bad guy in any case. Whoa, you surprised me. Although startled when I turned around, he overplayed his reaction. That was my line. I'm the one who's surprised here. My bad. I didn't mean to startle you. Are you from Hinamizawa? I gathered that he wasn't from that question. Unfazed by my suspicious outlook, he introduced himself without my prompting. I'm Tomitake, freelance photographer. I come to Hinamizawa from time to time. I didn't ask who you were. Quite rude to photograph someone without consent, one would think. My bad. I mainly photograph wild birds. They can't refuse, you see. Ha ha ha. So what, you're saying I'm the same as the birds? No, well, you see, that image of a young man in the twilight was just picturesque. I apologized for trying to take your picture without asking. Adults are pretty slick. All that annoyance I felt for being startled just flew away as he buttered me up. I had no intention of hanging around with this guy, trying to get cozy with him, except it didn't seem like Rena would be back soon. But this older guy, Tomitake-san, he didn't mind my cautious responses and continued rambling on by himself. Keiichi-kun, sorry to keep you waiting. Beautiful. Finished now. Rena popped her head out from one of the lower piles of garbage and waved her hand. You have someone with you? Whoa, what would she be doing over... Oh, that's him talking. You have someone with you? What would she be doing over there? That's what I wanted to know. Don't know. Maybe she's checking on that dismemberment corpse that was out here long ago. Tomitake-san looked shaken up by that for a moment. Oh, I responded like I would if I were talking with Rena and the others. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms. What the fuck? What the fuck are they talking about? Okay, I thought Tomomitake said that line. But apparently he did. What the fuck? I haven't found an arm. That's scary as shit. Huh, Keiichi-kun, sorry to keep you. You were waiting a while, I guess. I'd best leave you two lovebirds alone. Again, my apologizing for startling you, Keiichi-kun. Ah, fuck you. Tomomitake-san chortled suggestively and then disappeared into the twilight. Missing my chance to retort, but put me off a bit. Keiichi-kun, are you angry? Why, I wonder. Wasn't Rena's fault, so I decided just to brush it off for now. How was it? Find a treasure trove? Oh yes, so listen. You see, there was a Colonel Sanders doll. A Colonel Sanders doll? What the fuck? A Colonel Sanders doll? Oh, that thing. Those statues they always have out in front of that fried chicken place. That life-size dummy. They have those? What the fuck? Yeah, Colonel Sanders. I want to take it home. I couldn't tell how she decides what's cute or not, but well, she seems to want it. I wouldn't classify that as cute. Kinda weird. It's garbage, right? No one would care if you just take it home, right? It's become the base of another pile. I can't dig it out easily. There's no lamppost over there, so it'll get dark pretty soon. We're gonna seem pretty down about finding a treasure and not being able to bring it back. I'll help you out. To repay you for that delicious picnic you prepared today. Oh, thank you. Birds heading home to roost proclaimed that nightfall would soon be upon us. Keiichi-kun is going to help. I can take Colonel Sanders home. Rena staggered along as if intoxicated in her own dreamy state of mind. I tried asking her in a way that wouldn't take her out of her cheery state. Hey Rena, long ago did something happen here? Seems like they were building a dam here. It seems like they were building a dam here. I don't know the details though. Wow. Just wondering if you knew about it, you know? An accident or something? I don't know. Her tone was disturbingly frank. Well, I got my fucking wish. What the fuck? This is getting creepy. Sounded more like a denial than an answer. I must have appeared rather dumbstruck. Rena quickly lightened her expression. Actually, I didn't live here until a year ago. Huh? You transferred here too? I was sure that... So you see, I don't really know much from before that. Sorry. Don't really know. Don't want to talk about it. That was kind of the feeling she gave me. Thinking about it, of course, it would be like that. This wasn't the type of thing girls would enjoy talking about. It was quite a disturbing incident. It seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms. If it's just like Tomomitake said, then I had a feeling only the Higurashi would know. Oh shit. God, that, I don't know, was really weird, especially when the music cut. Ooh, that's creepy. That's what I'm looking for. You've received notes. The Maibara Mansion, the Damn Site Murder / Dismember Event, newspaper edition. New tips. What's the Maibara Manor? So, Kei-chan, you're not stinking rich? What is this all of a sudden? Did I come to school in a limo before? How much do you get for a monthly allowance? About $10. Why, that's a rather plebeian amount. Fucking $10 is more than I get a month. Fuck you guys. His lunch is made up of normal stuff. He isn't rich. What are they talking about? To be asked out of nowhere how much I get and then told that that's a plebeian amount? Sorry. Rena seemed to pick up on my dubious expressions and started giggling. Don't tell me she fucking told me out. Kei-chan, your house. You know, it's pretty big, yeah? So the architecture has people all around Hinamizawa calling it the Mayabara Manor, and it sort of stands out. Mayabara Manor? Since the house is so big, everyone is gossiping, wondering exactly how rich you are. I see. Now I get it. Well, the frame of it's huge. I see how it could cause some misunderstandings. From my deduction, I wager they spent too much money on building the house, and that is why they are now broke. Being broke, how very, very unfortunate. Rika-chan took pity on me as she patted my head. God, she's too nice. Too nice. Mion's still my favorite, but she's definitely second of just being so nice. So nice. Like a little sister. I go from being treated like a millionaire to a beggar. Yeah, sorry for ruining your imagination, but we aren't millionaires or poor. We're the image of a normal, average household. You can't call it normal with that huge house. The entranceway is all grand and the gate is large enough for a large truck to get through. That's not normal at all. They do say the bigger your house, the more prosperous you are. Well, yeah, you don't see like homeless people having large houses. They're not exactly rich. So fuck you, Keiichi. The reason the house is so big is because Dad's studio's in it. There are a bunch of different workshops and lots of his works are hung up all in different places. All of them are huge too. For those reasons, the family actually uses only a third of the house for day-to-day living. He planned it out so people in cars would come in to see the gallery he opens up in the house someday. By the way, the entranceway Mion is talking about is the one for the studio and is normally sealed off. The entranceway to the Mayabara family actually uses is a very plain and simple one. The interior is much different from how it looks on the outside. I'd really like a chance to explore Kei-chan's house. Claiming not to be rich but having a house like that. What could be hidden there? Maybe there's something cute hidden. There probably had no money to purchase furniture, so it's filled with Spartan rooms. If there are carpeted rooms, I would love to try rolling around on the floor. Wow, that would be great, so great, I want to roll around too. Seems like their imaginations were just piling on. Well, sometime in the near future, it wouldn't be too bad to invite them all over to my house. Dad is a sucker for the ladies, so he might even let them look around his studio. The cry of the Higurashi crescendoed as the sky towered over everything. It was hot, but the air was clean. It smelled like the beginning of summer. That's nice. Yay, let's go fucking hear about this Dismembered Man. Because who doesn't want to read about that? From the June XX something 1979 edition. The Shishibone City Okinomiya Police Station, June something. Fuck it. I'm just gonna call it 20th. Late at night. Whether it's June 20th or not, I'm calling it June 20th. Because that's what it fucking is now. Suspects, XXX and, oh, Jesus. Why is all this X'd out? Spoilers, I guess. Why? I want to fucking know. Were arrested on suspicion of murder and improper disposal of a corpse. The main offender has been added to the wanted list nationwide. According to our sources, the 6 suspects were at the Hinamizawa dam construction site workroom on the blank at 9 p.m. where they are all suspected to have assaulted and murdered the site overseer as a group, dismembering his body and hiding it. At 8 o'clock in the morning, a report was filed by the Shishibone City Hospital in which a male suspect alluded to having murdered him. When questioned at the police station, the individual confessed to the crime. Since a portion of the body was recovered at the location he gave, he was arrested that afternoon on suspicion of murder and mutilation of a corpse. God, this music's kinda creepy too. The rest of the suspects were arrested the same day, but the main culprit is still at large. Police are currently on his trail. The motive is purported to be A drunken verbal dispute during which he killed the victim in a fit of anger. However, as there are multiple inconsistencies with their testimony, the investigation is ongoing. That's weird. That's really weird. That's fucking really weird. End of chapter 2. God, chapter 3 is gonna be a fucking killing zone, isn't it? Ah, white light.